Hello and welcome back to...
Sous contrôle ne présente pas de défaut.
Hello and welcome back to Seaside Garage. So I just reached 25,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, and even though all of you are not watching all my videos, it is a big milestone for me. And I thought the only real way to celebrate would be to get a Renault 25. But really, the reality is that I really wasn't looking for more cars. I have plenty cars. And I had to check something on my calendar on my phone, and for some reason my brain just it just went on autopilot, opened up Facebook Marketplace, and then this one came up. I could see that it just came online around 15 minutes before I saw it. And I just knew that this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, pretty much, to get one of these. And I just instantly wrote to the owner that I wanted to buy it, that I had Seaside Garage, and I had a lot of cars that it would fit really nice together with. And lucky for me, I wasn't the first who wrote, apparently. There was quite a big queue to this car, but they actually knew about the channel and the Citroën ehmm. So they thought I would be the perfect owner for this, and I'm so grateful for that, because, yeah, this is proper cool. I have no idea what I'm going to use this car for. It's not going to be my daily. I have the Mercedes, and I'm not planning on skipping that anytime soon, because I love that. But this is, yeah, did I mention it's a Renault 25? That's really something special for sure. But this is a V6 2.5 turbo Renault 25. This is my first ever V6 engine that I own. The ehmm is not mine. It feels like it, but it's not mine. This is the first one that I own. It's a proper weird car, and I'm on my way home. Currently it's very hot in here, but I think it will be a bit noisy if I put air on. I hope you can survive, because I won't if I don't. It's very hot inside. I'm on my way home from picking this one up. I have driven 60 kilometers or something like that. I'm getting used to it. I'm always very nervous at the first couple of kilometers, or maybe not nervous, but I like to have it completely quiet in the car, and I like to be completely concentrated on all sounds and all quirks and looseness and stuff like that, just to be sure, because I don't know the state of this car. I haven't seen it on a lift. I know nothing about it. I just know it got 1 year left of the MOT. It looks decent, and the owner told me that it would drive home no problems. And right now I'm getting used to it, and it feels pretty solid and well put together. But I might add, when I went to pick it up, it wouldn't start. I think the owner was slightly embarrassed about it, but on the other hand, he knew French cars just like I do. And it's very normal for old quirky French cars to refuse to start when you try to sell them, or when you try to go to the MOT with them. It's very, very normal. They have some kind of consciousness. So when someone don't want them anymore, they will feel neglected and hurt, and then they won't start. But I had to go through the wiring harness and check all the stuff, and I'm not really sure what worked. At first I thought it was fuel starvation, but it turned out to be missing sparks. So I removed all the connectors and put them back on. Everything looked really clean, and it fired right up. And now I'm on my way home. So what did I buy? I'm just gonna pull to the side and show you really quickly. I'm gonna make a video in depth about this car once I get to know it really. But you have to see this thing, because it's very, very cool. I'm gonna switch it off, and hopefully it will still start. So just a quick look at the inside. This car is very different. Yeah, I know Citroën got the medal for being very, very different and thinking out of the box, but this Renault is definitely also in there. The vibe in here is very ehmm-like, and it got a lot of similarities with the ehmm, and actually share some parts also. But of course not the suspension, because Renault never did anything hydraulic like Citroën's. But yeah, it's a talking dash, for instance. This will tell me if something is wrong, if it's running out of fuel, for instance, because nope, there's no fuel gauge. There is a digital one that you have to select over here, but there's no fuel gauge, and it will tell you in French, of course, when it is out of fuel. This is, of course, probably not normal, but this car is not from Denmark, it's from Monaco, and it's only speaking in French, and I love it already. Take a look at this stereo. It's just an amazing thing, and a microcomputer. I have no idea how it works or if it works. Apparently something is wrong because the number seems out. That's pretty normal. I'm completely blown away by the blower mechanism. It's like an old radio. That's really fun. And then electrical adjustments galore, like the XM. Not as much as the XM. This one doesn't go up and down apparently. Or maybe it does. Wow, it got air vents up back here also. Just gonna put it in the ignition. I have no idea what this does. Oh, it's the windows. It just don't work. Nice. Cigarette lighter, of course. But yeah, this is a Renault 25 V6 turbo. Very rare car in the world, and even more in Denmark because they never sold the 25 in Denmark. This is, as mentioned, from Monaco. There's a long and interesting story about this car that I will tell in a later video. Not now though, because I need to get back home. As you can see, it's pretty straight, but it got some lacquer peeling off the bonnet or the hood. But other than that, it's decent. Just take a look at that interior. It's amazing. The seats are nice and oof. And then the very, very special thing about this, it's a V6 with a gigantic water-cooled turbo up there. It looks awesome, almost home-brewed. It's really special. And yeah, it's the PRV engine, known from the XM and the Volvo and the DeLorean also. I'm not sure it got the best reputation, but it's a pretty nice engine. I like the characteristics of it, at least. This is not original, by the way. Yeah, there's something wrong with the idle control valve. There's small stuff wrong with this car that needs to be fixed, but overall it's way better than most of my of my cars. Not saying much though. Well, let's hope that it still works. Yeah, it must have been some kind of connection issue, even though the connection looked fine because it's just starting up now. Or maybe I'm having a French car with a intermittent problem, which is a really rare thing to have. Anyway, let's drive it home. I also have one thing that I haven't tested yet because I didn't really dare to. Normally when I register a car to my own name and my own insurance and all that, for some reason, and it's probably because it has been misused, but the road service or road help service where I can get towed home and all that is not working, it's not active for the first day. It will not work until tomorrow. So if I break down on the way home, I will have to wait until the morning, and that will not be a good idea to do on the highway because you're not allowed to just leave your car there. So it's always a bit tense to go home. Now I'm close enough to home so that if it breaks down, it's not a big deal because I can get a trailer or something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna have to have the blower on max because otherwise I will just die. Sorry. Hope it's not too much noise. But as mentioned, there's a long, exciting story about this car, why it's in Denmark. And there's a lot of paperwork that I would like to show in a more in-depth video of this car where I explain all the stuff wrong and all this, and take a look at the underneath because I have no idea if it's completely rotten. I don't think it is, but I just have no idea. It wasn't cheap per se, but for what I got, it was a very decent price. I paid 20,000 Danish kroner for it. It was low enough for me to just go ahead and do it straight away and take that chance because I don't think I will lose anything on it. I'm pretty sure it's worth more than that once it's got a fresh MOT and all the minor stuff is fixed and so on. And it's just, I have been so envious about the XM, which is not mine. This got the same vibe. I have been wanting to get a powerful luxury car again for a long time. Yeah, I know I've been talking a lot about GTI cars, and here I am buying two gigantic cars instead. But yeah, that's just the way it turned out right now. And the amount of luxury for 20,000 Danish kroner is pretty amazing. And 147,000 kilometers on the clock. It's a decently low miler example also. That's pretty nice. Oh, did I mention it's a manual? I really like that. The one thing is the automatic. I think I have been reading a lot about this car. I don't know if you are the same, but when I find a car that I don't know much about, I just go into complete research mode and read everything, watch all videos. And that's another thing. There's almost nothing online about this Renault 25 on YouTube in English. There is some in Mexican maybe, and a couple of English ones, but not a lot, and not on the turbo. So I could end up being the guy with the most Renault 25 content. I'm also pretty close, I think, now to being the guy with the most XM content, but I think Dailying XM is in front of me on that one. But is it a good thing to be the YouTube channel in the world with the most Renault 25 content? I don't know. Let's see. Anyway, a huge thanks to you guys, because 25,000 subscribers, it's amazing. It's growing. This thing is growing. I'm not the only one who thinks all these old things are interesting. So thank you for that. And a special thanks to my Patreons, because it makes the world go around. But now it's time. Let's just stop this car for a bit. I'm just gonna do a rolling start in second gear. And let's see what happens. Whoa! Holy moly! Oh, that's the speed limit. Oh, that caught me off guard by quite a lot. It was probably not very fast comparing it to modern cars, but that was surprisingly fast, I think. Maybe it's because I drive some very slow cars at the moment, but that was fun. The thing is, when you read road test about this one or other turbo cars from the 80s, a negative point is the turbo lag, because the turbo lag doesn't make the car unpredictable, because you can predict it once you know it, but it will accelerate, and then there will just be a punch in the rear suddenly when the turbo kicks in. And that was a problem with the turbo setup back in the days. They have pretty much removed that now, but the thing is, I actually think it makes it more fun with that turbo lag. Of course, in a rear-wheel drive car, it can be a little bit scary when you get that power boost. In a front-wheel driven car, it's not a big deal. But it's just so fun, because then maybe the 0 to 60 time is not that impressive, but that punch when the turbo kicks in, and the 280 Newton meter or something like that, and the 182 horsepower when it kicks in, nothing, and there we go. That's fun. That's really fun. Really, really fun. I don't know what the plans are with this one. As you could probably sense, this wasn't I didn't really think about this purchase. I just did it because that's once in a lifetime thing.
Les fonctions sous contrôle ne présentent pas de défaut.
And I have no idea what he just said. Unfortunately, I don't understand French. So French viewers, please tell me if it's important, or maybe it's step out of the vehicle immediately, engine fire detected. But I don't know, because I'm Danish. So that's just the way it is. It will tell me before I run out of fuel, apparently also. I just have to know what that is. It's a really funny system. And you get the vibe driving this car that the future is in the past, because this is futuristic like crazy. It's really fun. Oh, another thing that's fun about this car is the horn. Woo-hoo! Compressor kind. Oh, it's so nice. It's the same as the Citroën Visa. It's just, it delivers a punch just like that. V6 engine. Oh, and it's so comfortable to sit in also. And I love the fact it's a manual, both because the automatics are apparently known to be weak, but also because I like to change gear, of course, and I also have the Mercedes automatic now, so it's nice to have two different kinds of driving experience if the difference between the diesel and the petrol is not enough. It's turbo, both of them. Yes, I currently own 2 turbo cars. It's nice. It's nice. And also there's stuff inside of here that reminds me of the very beginning of Seaside Garage, when I bought a Renault 5 GT Turbo project and saved that and got that through the MOT, and it's driving around with my good friend behind the steering wheel at the moment. There's stuff up here that is the same, and yeah, it's just fun. And also the whole Renault 80s turbo theme. This steering wheel is off the chart cool, in my opinion. It's really nice. Gandini did the interior, by the way. If in case you couldn't see it, it's very luxury inside of here. Leather all around, carpets in here, and it's just very, 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 very nice. Let's just give it a quick blast. Oh, that turbo kick is just awesome. It's funny about those things that was a problem in the past, but suddenly becomes a symbol of that time. The turbo lag, it's just, you can hear the synth music going on in the background just by saying turbo lag. It is just it's just the 80s and petrol and synth music, and woo, it's nice. Turbo lag. If I should ever get a tattoo, it would probably be turbo lag, because that's awesome. Who wants a uniform power delivery, by the way? Unless you're on a racetrack where you really have to count on your equipment and your stuff. This is way more fun. It's really, whew, it kicks. And other than the no start issue when I picked it up, and the idle is a bit weird because the idle control valve is currently disconnected or clamped off. I do get a weird jerking motion in the car when I coast in gear, and I think it's because it doesn't really know what to do at idle. So it's all over the place right there. Those are things that I would like to fix, but other than that, it has been driving really nice on the way home. I gotta say, no issues with the temperatures, and so far everything I touched has been working. I haven't touched a lot though, but it's still impressive being a French car. That stuff is working, the stereo is turning on, the central locking is working, the seat is adjusting on the buttons, and I am impressed by this car right now, that's for sure. And I want to give a big thanks to you guys for supporting this project of mine, Seaside Garage, and making it possible for me to do something as stupid as picking up a Renault 25 from 1987. By the way, I forgot about that detail. I am from 87. This car is from 87. Oh yeah, that's cool. But yeah, thank you for making it possible to live such a weird life that I'm currently doing. I promise I will make a video very soon showing this car a bit more in details from the outside and the engine and all of that. And the story, the very interesting story, is probably also fun to learn about for some of you guys at least. I will make a video about all of that very soon. But this is all for now. Thank you for watching. Say hello to the turbo lag, and see you in the next one.